There we go. Right. So, Tena Musicov, that's copyright on YouTube. Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing good. What I've got for you today, this is the new intro for NSL, by the way. What I've got for you today is actually some noises. Here are some of those noises for you right this second. I'm kidding. NSL intro is going to start. It starts with this. You know, loud noises. And then I shut up and go away. Goodbye. Desperately enough to gain all this time on anyone ahead. Get a couple quick 10 seconds. That's the send! What was that from JB? That was a very, very odd move and the break-in. Makes him think about it, is enough to make him get some space, and that's an error around the corner as well. As a slide, and that might be enough to open the door, and I think Ethan has done that sweetly. That is honestly a nice move. This is absolute pandemonium for this race. Chaotic, everyone's dropping everywhere. This corner's amazing for letting people go for it. I think I've just seen is that... And there's some passing going on further back as well. Is that GB and Pooch both going past the McLaren? That's insane! Hit 3 and 4 wide, a little bit further back, side by side between the teammates, and that's going to be a switch up. Now, I am quite firmly certain that D, R, and S games will be played! They will be played! Dylan's hit the car ahead after trying to get out of the way. He's now sending it from range. As that Mercedes is defending hard. Oh my sweet Jesus, that is an Aston Martin from range. Josh M_01 has just done probably his most outrageous move I have ever seen in history. Everything, he's going to have one send. Josh knows that he's going to park his car on the inside. Down the inside he goes. If both gone wide, I don't think either of them made the line at all. And Rod's trying to force his way through the wall. And Rod is out of the race. A sudden Pooch podium. This might happen. If he keeps his car on the road, he might end up getting a cheeky... Ladies and gentlemen, people, left biceps of the world, welcome back to NSL. We are here. Welcome. It's time. It's time to get serious in the business. I hadn't done this in a hot second. I had to tease you a bit of Pooch at the end, okay? Listen, it couldn't fit in. There was a lot of stuff that I had to go through. This is where we get all the community involved. The F1 League comes around when the F1 game actually turns out to be a semi-nice game. And we get some people racing and having some good fun. Today is, as you can see, Season 26. Now, if you know before, the previous season was Season 11. But due to the speaking of the higher-ups and Tim Cook, we apparently now are moving to Season 26 just to, like, lock it, you know, to put everything on the same one, so it's fine. Don't worry about that. It's all good. Season 26 is here. Let's talk about the track and have a little look at it. We've got Silverstone. Everyone knows it well. It's fast-flowing. There's not too many short corners except at the first sector, and then after that, you're ramming it all the way around the track. 2 DRS zones to play around with, 25 laps of a race. There's not many stats in this part because I realized that half of them are useless. You don't actually need them. C3, C2, and C1 tire. It's the Silverstone track. You all know it well, hopefully. If you don't, then you're going to get to know it pretty well today. But this doesn't really count for anything. There's no stakes. There's no big, massive things. Except for the rest of the season. There'll be a lot more massive things coming up then, including the last track of the season. Calendar this season's looking a little bit nice and a little bit juicy. We've got some nice races, I feel like. We've got Spa's, the starting one, which I think is okay. That'll be obviously next weekend. Abu Dhabi, Australia, Monza, Saudi Arabia, and Silverstone reversed. Absolutely crazy mix-up. I know we're just going to do the same track, but, you know, backwards. Shush, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, second half of the season, we got China, Azerbaijan, Monaco, Miami, Austria. Normal way around. And then Vegas is coming through. There is sprints in there. Didn't want to label them in this because the graph would have got a bit too chaotic, but there is sprints, and Las Vegas is indeed one of them. There's many. 4 sprints in the season. If you want to actually know the specifics, the statistics, as I see a follow coming up over Silverstone reverse. No one needs to see it. We need prefer to follow anyways. Thank you very much for the love. Quick rule update for season. It's simple. There's 12 races. We'll call them events because some of them have sprints in it. 8 of them are standard like today. It's a short quali. It's a 50% race. It's simple. 4 of them are reverse championship sprint. So if you're last in a championship, you're starting on pole for the sprint. Simple. Then there's a 1-shot quali because we need to save some time. Then there's a 50% main race. For some reason, there's no % logo on that one, and I've just realized that I absolutely hate everything to do with life. Anyways, you get the gist. You get the gist. The rest of the stats are similar. We've got custom sprint points. There's some assist changes. Fastest lap's still about. Damage is still on. But all of that, I feel like it's time to get into the lobby and get everyone else in because we're missing some individuals. We've got to get the rest. Why are you still in shop? You can now go away. I said go away. Okay, can't pick camera only is rude because I ain't even driving. You feel like I'm going to make them do that? Absolutely, I would make them do that, but not today. Today is the one day you get to make me like have a serious day out. We'll see. We've got some invites to spam through, though. We are missing a plenty, so let's see how many people actually listened to me and made sure they had me added on all the platforms. I'm going to go through the check-in list and see if we can do it before the time. Let's go. Wire assist band. Not all of them at all. We have the driving assist in terms of braking assist, the one where it does braking for you, and throttle. Steering, sorry. And the pit assist. I want you to do the basics manually. The few of those are recently changed. The rest is up to you. You want TC on, you can put TC on. You can all the other stuff. It's fine. Some friends only, not invite. That's fine. That's fine. Friends only was intentional because it means people on Xbox can just join like that, and I can kick as many people as I like. So it's all good. I've just realized because the check-in is closed, I can't see the check-in list anymore, Josh, because you've removed it. How do I? Josh has ruined it. I can actually not check who's meant to be checked in. The race has been cancelled, guys. Right, that's it. The game's done. Right, that's it. That's it. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Listen, I'm just... Let me go for the list before this man absolutely takes my head off. Right, where's F1 kid's name? I hope to God, yeah, he's appearing offline. This is a one, or either it's appearing offline or it's not telling me he's online. This is unfortunate with EA. It does this all the time. That's one. Jake needs an invite. I think I've already seen his name in there. I have not. That's 2. Josh, I had checked. That wasn't even a skill issue from me. I actually did know that knowledge beforehand. Jake, number 2. God. Mia needs an invite as well. I think they're still racing because their name's still there, so we'll give it the love. Is boom, 3. Jack, definitely seen his name in there already, right? No? Am I just seeing people's names today? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry. I'm going down the list. The invites will come ASAP, Rocky. Again, let me know if any of them don't work, because that's a normal thing. Sound's already in. Legend Ethan is already in, because on Xbox. Beautiful. Bagel, has he added me? Please tell me he's added me, because I don't think he had me before. NSL is gone. NSL is finished. NSL is absolutely just being cancelled. I didn't want to host this league anyways. It's all fine. It's all fine. I just want to check this part. Part of it is on. I can confirm he has added me. Yay. I wasn't being stupid. Part of it is on. It's all back to normal. So less freestyle-y like we're used, I guess like we're used to. Bagel's got an invite, let's go. Vortex is already in, nice. Lewis, not in, go scroll and find his name. You're still in the lobby. Am I also still in the lobby? That's, yeah, okay, that's a good key thing to check. Surprise, surprise. And his name is not appearing on this list. I hate the EA system. One day they'll just make it normal, and then I don't have to scroll through all of this stuff. This is the annoying part that whole drives the stream to all. You have to wait, you have to manually do all the invites. One day they'll make it new. In the next 4 to 5 business years. It's EA, it's not you. It's not you. I'm not even seeing his name on the second part of the list. Good! That's exactly what I expected to see. Great, great. Are we going to be stuck here for 25 years because names aren't even turning up on the list now? Ah, I love the game. I love the game. Bagel should be in, right? I think I've seen Bagel's name. Right. N, no. Why is his name just not turning up on the list? Why is his name not just... Are you... What you... I'm gonna lose my head. I'm gonna lose my head. I don't like when the game does this to me. I'm gonna scroll one more time just to check I'm not being apocalyptically blind. But no, his name's just not there. He's not his friend. That's what I decided. It's further up. Did you actually see it? Are you sure? I'm gonna scroll extremely slowly. This is the one thing that can do us in. It's not gonna be any Xbox session, but I'm still just checking just in case. Just in case. Even though I'm on your name, this is what names not being online and online is I can't do anything about it. It's painful. Still not there. We are at N. I'm gonna keep going. It's still not in. Ethan's got his second name there. Am I being absolutely blind? No. Great. I'm going to carry on the list and we'll see if we can get back to it. Rocket Pro, where's his name at? I think his name's on the list anyways. Oh, God. Yes, he's there. Boom. Mr. Spuds is already in, I think. Legend, Cyfix is already in. Ben is already in. Voice chat suspension is in! You thought we were going to miss it. Oh, I love it. Pit assist is also not allowed. That's the default. That's always not been allowed. Oh, pit assist release. I actually don't remember if we ever specifically turned that off, but I don't think we've ever wrote it as off, so I've left it on just now. So if it wants to stay, it can stay. That's okay. That's fine. Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually changed that. So we're good. We're good. I'm actually gonna have to try and I want to try and add Lewis's name again, just in case I'm being absolutely blind. What was it again? Underscore 05, I think it was. Ah, the one thing that could make it go wrong. Yeah, I think I've never turned that part off, so it can stay. It can stay. You can use that if you wish. I mean, I guess you just find out in the lobby if it lets you use it or not, I guess. We're just missing Tatar 3, right? We're missing 3 people. No, we're not. I'm back. So go, yeah, add that in as well. Clearly, I missed that, so that can be left to stay on. Sorry, I've literally about to click a name and I just forgot to do it. Yay. Yay. Try move. Yeah, try that if you want. Should be good. Total we're looking for is a solid 15 members. 15. Who are we missing? Why are we missing? 8% of the drivers are British. Don't worry, we have Vortex, who is absolutely not from said nation in the slightest. Like, I can guarantee he ain't from that location, but I respect his lies anyways. It is all good. I have seen an ad, and we've got Bagel dropping a year. Holy shit. That's actually insane. Bagel, by the way, I hope you're good. I hope you enjoy yourself tonight. Sturdy's... Oh, his name is not what it was before. I hope you're going to enjoy yourself tonight. It's good to see you as always. Legend. This should hopefully be some good fun. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for me. I'm excited for everything. Yes, we're at 7. The lobby's not going to start yet, obviously, because we're clearly still here. This is a valid blame EA thing. I don't even ping the thing to the lobby's open. I'm happily blaming EA. Is it going to show up on this list? There it is. Boom. Last go through. Right. Who am I missing? F1 Kid's in. Jake's not. Is Jake in? No. No, yes, he is in the Ferrari. Mia's in. Yes. Jack. Yes. Selen. Yes. Ethan. Yes. Bagel. Yes. Vortex from that nation. Yes. Good. Lewis has just joined. Rocket Pro's already in. Mr. Spuds is already in. We're missing one, and I haven't got to their name yet. So Tar's the only person we're missing, right? If we can find their name or not find their name. Right. Please be there. Please be there. Please be there. We're not doing this. We're not missing someone out today. Today is not the day you do this to me, game. Yes! Fair. Right, we're good. We're good. I got you. I got you. Got you. Chat. The serious music can finally turn back on. Invites have been sent to every single driver in the day. This is big news. This is big scenes. I can finally get into the flow state of commentary. We can have a good time. We're wearing some nice clothing, apparently. The full lobby is in. The nationalities are in. The people are going to select their cars shortly. I mean, this is the first time we've had stakes now, because every time I've watched done any commentary stuff, there's been no stakeages or anything. There's been nothing at all. So now I can actually get involved and make something happen. I'm going to type a certain set of words in this channel, which I'm just going to tell you if you're listening to me. The words are ready up. It's time. It's time to go. You are late. I don't know what you're on about. Listen, you know what? I'll kick at the music just to make sure we all know we're ready. All right? We're good. We're good. Now we're ready. Honestly, I'm excited. Big sessions coming up. A lot of new people in. A lot of original people in from early days in NSL. Season 26 is there, except it's... Listen, 26 and 12 are going to be interchanged throughout the entire season. I'm just gonna keep doing it because it's funny. Why not? Why not? 10 seconds up. We're going to start. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. We are there. We are there. We are there. Don't worry. Don't worry. My graphics will be season 12. Both are allowed. Okay, I didn't tell anyone about the season 26 part intentionally because... Funny. According to me, that's funny. I don't know where the funniness has come in from that one, but I'm going to claim it is because... Sure, why not? Sorry, put the music back on. Alright, it's time. Get us back on the track. It's been a while. It's been a while. I want to hear the dulcet tones of the Formula 1 game and all of the above. As we wait several seconds for stuff to happen. This is cool. I've got stats and stuff as well, but obviously a lot of them are not really going to make much sense until we properly get into the season, because we're going to get to chance we've been to before. We're going to get to, well, just things happening. The championship's going to develop and all of that good things. We'll get there sometime. But it's fine. Red impede is implode. My brain's working fine. I feel like your brain is also, it's impeded. Let's say that. It's impeded. Sure, why not? Why not? We might as well just fully lead into it. We might as well. All right, we're almost there. We're almost there. We just gotta keep looping the music a few more times. Lobby, at any point in time, if you wish to let us hear yourself, I'll be fine. Some common words, please. I mean, firstly, if anyone's brand new and fresh, have fun. Take care, have fun, and don't worry about too much. Music, it can now shush. We're ready now. There's not too much to stress about in this except to keep yourself clean, and after that, pace-wise is literally whatever you want to do and put out on the track. There's not too much extra to deal with, which is the key part. I think that's really cool. That's why I want to always have in NSL, the fact that you can just be anyone and be the slowest, fastest, whatever, as long as you're just not intentionally going to start ramming people off the road, and then it's fine. That's all that matters. So I think it's going to be one of the first at both the Ferrari boys, eager to get out on the track. I respect it. Now, I want to check if I can do this and hear the audio at the same time. No, it doesn't like me. I'm not going to be able to do that one today. Didn't want to do it anyways. It's fine. Yeah, I've got stats I can reel off from last season and all the other seasons. Like, I want to say, for starters, as always, every single time we have a championship winning team, we don't have said championship team or drivers sometimes. Very rarely do we see a driver go back and succeed straight away afterwards, but we have seen it. Team-wise, never happens. Haas won a championship last season in extremely dominant fashion. In fact, if I pull up the stats, last season, they had a grand total of all the races, 11 out of the 12 races won. 11 out of the 12. In sprints, they only won 2 out of the 4, so less dominant, but it's fine. Why the stream title is 26? Listen, I'm mixing it up. The graphics wrong, but the thingy's correct. 26 is the official one, but we're just being mixy today. I probably will change the graphic one because that one I also want to have to say 26, but it's fine. But yeah, everyone's different. The Haas team's only got one representee today. It doesn't have any full-time drivers at all right now, so Satar's going to rep them and give them some love. Ferraris have got people. Obviously, a lot of lineups are entirely new. None of them have carried forward. I don't think any of them have somehow coincidentally become the same as they used to be because so many people are brand new into the session of it. But it's fine. We've got Hungarian words in the chat about it. We're not doing... We don't need to be doing that one. but I respect it. It's fine. It's fine. I have no clue what's going to happen. This is great. This is absolutely amazing. I can't even pull a stat for you to tell you what's going to be happening. But Cyphers is brand new, so we'll go watch him out on his first lap. We'll see if he actually delivers life pace that will absolutely dominate the session at the end. Real life times, 24s, if you want to see those coming through. I don't know what F1 times actually do in this game, if it's like low 25s, high 24s, if we're somehow, I think it's we're quicker than 26s in this game. I never like to check the exact times because it's a lot better to just go in blind and I just see what happens. Sometimes we've got one ultra dominant human, sometimes we don't. And I don't like how many times we're communicating with the online services in the top right. That is scary. He's deploying the batch ready for the first sector. He's got a 28-0. It's purple. It could be the greatest sector we've ever seen at all. Or it could be the worst one we've ever seen, we don't know. There's obviously no Q1, Q2, and Q3, so it's purely just lock in and do your best lap at some point within the allotted time. You don't have to set it straight away. You don't always want to go on the grass as well. That's not ideal, but as long as he stays inside the track limits, he'll be fine until he doesn't. If he doesn't do that, then it won't go well. That looks, I can't lie, like a lazy just let your left stick or your wheel slightly drift to the left. That's not gone well. Commentator's curse is hit on the first flying lap of the session. I do respect it. I think Jake is next on a lap so far, but he's either being blocked, surely was being blocked earlier in the lap, but currently getting a tow from a very, very rogue Sauber who's not really deciding if they want to go across the line or not and has gone nowhere near where the road is. Stalin has got the first lap. We've got a 26-2. I'll see if Jake follows up with something coming up after that, but he's already finished his entire battery pack. That is not ideal. It's not what you want to do. Yes, I will still be going close to the microphone at all times. Somehow it's not an invalidated one at the end. Even just behind, Survive's not hitting him in the background and gets a 27. We've got 27 ones, 27 8s, and a 31 9. It's very, very varied. And Spud slots him with a 29 as well. Not bad. This is going to be varied. It's going to be different. It's going to be big. I have no clue what it's going to have yet, but Super Noodle Bagel is on the track. This I'm excited for. It's very weird. Just like, we've had guests in here before. We've had many names that I just like seeing. Shout out to them and just come through and say, I want to race in NSL or just have some fun in it. It's very fun to have him in. I like waffling over their name tags. And Bagel's now the next on the list for that. He's gone Ferrari a little bit ahead, which I don't think is on his last. It is Cypher's actually on his second attempt, so he won't get held up. That gap's probably big enough. I don't know if the game really does much slipstreamage from that distance for straight line. I don't think it's big enough to do any dirty air for certain. Unless the Ferrari head makes a couple mistakes through the corner, and then you're a bit miffed. Maybe it will get worse. F1 Lightning, AMS F1 Lightning, I should say, doing AMS things, and is on his inters for his first run. Beats someone on the dry, but is saving his tires after he's testing his wheel. I respect the fact that that will ever happen in NSL. Didn't think I'd be seeing it, but it's fine. Anyways, Bagel has deployed a lot of his battery. He's got no more deployment for this lap. His time, though, should be fairly solid. It's fourth place of a 28.004. We're getting times in there. Jack's time now of a 28.365, 29.0 for Ben as well, who's on an ever-improving lap again, I think he is. Yes. Everyone is slowly getting their times in. So Tar's got to set a time yet, and we've got a lot of people still to set times. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Still to leave the pitch. At least for now, Rocket Pro's been out and is coming back in, but Pink Princess is not left, Trap, and apparently is slightly terrified. Why? I don't know. Set some times, have some fun. Deployment already all used on Lewis's car as well. NCFC might be on a rough lap. I don't know if they're just committed to this lap and it's gone wrong earlier on. So far, it's a 30. Oh, I thought it was going to be a 31. It's only P9. P9's a bit rough. It's early days. It's not early days when the person behind you is only 2 attempts away on an intermediate run. That, I'm expecting great things. There is former champions in this currently at the time. F1 Lightning last season won the last 5 races back-to-back. Technically on a 5-race winning streak. Waste, by the way. That will always sneak in. 5-race winning streak. 6 if you include the sprint, I think, at the end of last season. So they could keep that going. The longest winning streak in NSL, I don't know how long it is. I feel like we're currently setting it right now, and he could, if he wants to, he could possibly just go and nick it and get an F1. There's still time. Tatara's on a lap now as well, which since then I'm one of the few who doesn't. I want to see something cooked up. Give the Haas some love. They won the Constructors before. Give them something to show for. At least something in this next season. Pole position stats, I might as well pull something up as well. We have got a massive mix of them, but the team has got the most Haas have got 15. Red Bull have got 14. VCarb, who will be racing balls if they get anything this season, are on 14. Aston Martin 13 and Alpine are on 12. The lowest of the board, Ferrari only have 3. Mercedes 6. McLaren 6. And McLaren have had a championship win. And all of those 6 most likely came in that season. I think some have come out of it, but still, either way, Satar's still flying in a lap so far. It doesn't look the best at the few times I've watched on board. Looks a little bit scruffy, but it's not a bad... Any time when everyone's setting scruffy times can at least jump you at the board. If people are constantly making mistakes and you at least do a lap that's inside the limits, suddenly you're 7th or 6th or whatever is in the middle, and it's fine. What about penalty championship stats? I am not doing a penalty championship stat. Certain features of the week will be the best thing you've got to judging how well and clean and not clean people have been. But of course, we don't have any previous stuff for that yet, so you'll have to wait until next season. It's fine. It's fine. Satar does set a lap about 7th or 8th for 29.4. Very solid, and it's just right in the middle of the pace. It's not obviously right at the top. Still got a solid, almost a second gap on their first lap, and they're about to go again, so we'll see if they improve. But that's a big gap. If people just don't look in for the rest of it, that's it and done. Super Noodle Bagel in 4th position. Jack for a top 5. I would love to call anything, but I don't know what to call at all for any people. The fastest people I've seen, some of them are on intermediate laps and some of them are at the front. I don't know anything more. Don't know whether I'm scared or glad that Jake is at the back. Listen, hopefully this when the qualifying is actually being done properly, people will have to drive as quick as they actually can drive, which means they can't really fake if they're just being quick and they're at the back. Like, especially as well for the Reverse Championship sprint races, which probably people have a question for if you just don't do a qualifying. Like, if you just purposely don't turn up, join the league last, you get to start on pole. No, you have to have at least attended something and had a result and then still being last, then you get there. If you have nothing on your board, you're still at the back. So it's fine. So if someone just joined last minute, they wouldn't suddenly get themselves a pole position in a sprint. Mir is finally on the track. Pain Princess is on there in the Williams. Invalidated this lap for now, but there's still a lot of time to actually make something work. And Stellan is a 10.5 up. Will we see a 25? Is 26s too... Am I just being too bit enthusiastic with saying 24s are possible? Staying in the track limits is also possible. We've seen an Ollie Behrman and Stellan now will not be entering the pits because they locked up on the way in after bottling the last few corners, sadly, which means they're going to have to waste an ever out lap, or in lap, I should say, back into the pits. They're already committed to not doing it, but they're stuck to carry on going. Vortex is about to prep an ever lap though, so we'll possibly get a ball ready to go for him. Not many people are out, but I do believe there is a soft tire running coming from this man. I'm going to put the current tire on so you can see what people are actually using rather than the best. The best, people should be on the soft tire. Let's be real. They should be on the soft one. 1.1 seconds quicker. Surprise, surprise so far. If that was the only improvement this man has on his time, then it's only going to put him on a 29.8. So don't worry, it's not too crazy right now. I suspect we're going to see a lot more improvement for the rest of this set. I will watch on board with this because this is one of the finest drivers we've had in the season and in F1 because he AMSs himself a lot of the time. There is a medium tire currently being used on someone's car. I am seeing that. And obviously because we're doing one continuous session, especially for today, you don't get that for the next part. 3.4 seconds up is quite a big gap. That puts them on a 26.3. That is currently on lead pace, and they haven't finished the final sector yet. But the medium, we'll get to that later. If they're going to find at least another second or something, this might be a solid 125 dot any numbers above. It might be crazy. All he's got to do is keep within the lines for the final part, manage his battery deployment all the way to the end. It's not a 25. It's not beating Stellan's time, so he found a bit more in the final sector, but just not enough to go ahead into first. Was there time left in the table in the final sector, or was I just over-exaggerating how much he was going to gain? I'm not sure. Stellan's going to go and finally get into the pits, actually. They hadn't come in from that first attempt. They will not bear them in. They've done well. At 26.298 and at 26.330, if you want to see the gaps properly on the screen, I don't ever remember which one it is to show it, but there you go. 0.03 of a second. Then a little bit of a gap between that and the rest. There's big gaps that appear on the thing, so we don't worry about that. That's a time and a half. From these two at the front, I like it. I don't know if we're going to see it much better than that one, but we'll see. They're still out on their outlap, which means I believe they've come in and out again, because I think there was... Either that was the longest outlap I've ever seen, or they've returned out on a never new set of tires. There is indeed a medium tire actually out there. I'm wondering if he's just going there to just put some laps in to just enjoy feeling how the track is and learning it, just since he's, can't stress enough, just bought the game today, this evening, and installed it and got it ready. But he's only been on it for one lap, so I can't actually say that's the case. But maybe he's just getting laps in and he'll deal with running pace later on. It's fine. We've got NTFC going on the lap, so we'll actually get on board with this one. She bought someone out again. I thought so. I'm about to say, unless they're doing 4 whole minute out laps, that's a bit nuts. It's fine. That was almost a bit too wide going into the start of their lap, and they have finally remembered to put hot lap on. I was about to shout and scream, but it's all good. Give me a first sector time. I now don't actually know what the best first sector is. We've seen one of a 28.0. That is it. That is a lot of curve. You don't want to eat the sausage curve that much. If you do, you're going to unsail the car just a tad. Still going, still fine. I suspect that battery might need to be deployed a lot more, and I think the lap is done. Not happy with the start of that lap. This is perfectionist settings. That's probably going to happen a fair few times if people are just like, I've scuffed a lap at the start. You see it a lot. You see it a lot. Inter's game said I had purple sector 1. I can confirm you did not have purple sector. You didn't. It's fine. But game of the year is a valid shout. It's a very valid shout. Cyphers is out again. He was one of the first on the track. Only on a 36, by the way. Ferrari's not looking hot in this, although I feel like NSL always regularly has Ferrari's not doing the best. He's on no battery deployment for the rest of this lap. He's manually just deploying it the entire way himself, maybe? He's gone and improved. It's a 28.6. Is that just manual deployment the entire way around the lap? Because if it is, that's impressive. Fastest setters, that's actually quite helpful. So 27.3 is the first. That's what I was after. The rest is unfortunately useless because the game does it as a total sector time, which I hate. I wish it showed me individual plus total. It's fine. A Ferrari looking hot anyway, and they're looking... Well, one of them's literally in the middle, so I guess they're looking mid. Not hot. Let's say mid. We'll say mid. That's rude. I hate saying mid. It's not the nice phrase, but it's what I've got to give him. And I still hate how in the spectator screen, you can never see the time left if there's yellow flag. Just make the background of it yellow and still show me the time. We've got 3 minutes, 40 seconds left. There's a bit of time to go. I suspect any of the big people who are wanting to set a big lap in. We've got Ethan, who's still not really improved much on that. I don't think he actually has done any other times, and we will be nosy and check. He's done 2 runs. Or been out on never set. I don't know if that's just showing the second set he's toggled in the garage. But he's done a lap. So he's waiting patiently, saving the soft tires. The strat for the race will, I believe, involve more than 1 stop. Possibly, if you really want. We'll figure that out later on. That's a tomorrow job. Which actually is about 30 seconds of transition between qualifying and a race, but we just pretend it's a new day. But we'll get there at some point. It's fine. Went out to tow Spuds, good teammate, and that's towing. Teammates towing teammates. Now that is one thing where that's not the line. That is one thing I wondered would be happening in this or not, because especially at a brand new start of the season. Later in the season, I get it. Especially if you're in a title fight or something. But at a brand new start of the season, you don't not necessarily know your teammate, but you don't have any affinity with being nice to them. You might just want to fight them. You don't care if, oh, Spud sees Ethan behind him, I'll actually give him a tow and help him. Like, you might just not like him. But some people actually might get involved early on, start to help each other out, not fight each other as much, but fight everyone else harder just to heat. It's a mix. If you know each other, it's easy. If you don't, sometimes it takes a while for that to gel. Sometimes it refuses to ever happen, and the teammates just beef each other at all times, which gives me content no matter what. So I'll take it. Ben on the start of his sector, which is not actually a bad first sector. 27.9 is pretty up good, I'd say. Consider it is 6 tenths off the best, but 6 tenths total off the best time is still a 27 low, so maybe Ben swaps into maybe a high 27 if there's a large improvement coming up. I obviously don't. I'm extrapolating very wildly there, saying that the rest of the lap's going to be insane. You cannot complain. My setup is cooked. It spins at Cops full throttle. Cops is no longer flat. For certain individual setups. I'm scared of your setup and what you're running. I'm also scared of how the hell that wasn't invalid, but it was because he slowed down enough and the lap's cooked. Ben will have one more go. I don't think he definitely cannot get in and out in time to do an L lap. So Ben's got slightly used soft tires to run this next lap on, but he'll be one of the first to cross the line and do it before the checkered flag comes out. Every other individual is on the road, ready and waiting to go. The next one up after Ben's car is, if I was blind to find it, the Aston Martin of AMS F1 lining. Reeks of TC in this vicinity. Traction control is a key thing, you know. We should definitely turn it off at some point. It's key. Since I suspect we might be seeing one of the fastest laps coming up, we're going to stick on board with this one. Stellan is all the way around in the second, third sector, so we'll get a while until we see the immediate response from the biggest and the best. I don't know if that was a snap from lag, as I was just on board, or if that was an actual snap for that corner, because that seems like a very unlikely place to snap it. How smooth's the traction out there? It looks smooth enough. Track could have used a little bit more from being picky. I'm not the best at the game, but I'll be picky anyways. It's fine. We move. First sector, fastest we've seen. Is it going to beat it so far? It is pretty much matching it. 0.003 of a second slower. That's literally nothing. It's literally absolutely nothing so far. So he's pretty much matching his best. He needs more. He needs at least 300 somewhere in his lap if he's going to do no better than he had before, which means something's going to give. Technically, he's slower. We'll see what happens later on. I want to see how Stellan's first sector time is, but we'll get a little bit of that sooner or later. Middle sector for Maggots and Beckett's and all of the above. Don't cut any of the corners too much and don't understeer too wide here. We're coming on to Chapel. He almost does, but he's fine. DRS open. Shortest line. Fastest sectors, am I getting any of them? It's a 10th quicker for Stellan, and he's about 300s quicker. We could be on for some pace. Ethan has set the fastest first sector of the session, by the way, by a 10th over. Okay. This could be cinema. F1 Landon is not quicker. He's only a 10th down, but it's slower. He might not improve at all. AMS time to drop your boy. I'm kidding. He finds a massive time in the third sector. It's a 26-1. There was time in that last sector, finally. I suspected there was. That is awful time to catch traffic for the RB. He's invalidated. His lap is done. He's bottled at the finest stages. He got a tiny bit of dirty air, I think, and that was enough to unsettle him. Dirty air just crept in. He caught that car at the worst time. I think he could have had something coming through as well. Ethan had a banging first sector. Middle, we don't know what he's got on the board. There's time to see if he can steal P2 off that man's hands. There's time. I don't think it's looked as clean as the rest of them. Maybe it does all of a sudden. It's a 26-6. Super Nudabago's behind and his finishes lap of a 27-2. 27-8 for Vortex. He crossed the line. Oh, this has been a qualifying session. But Jack is still going. He's invalidated. There's no more time to be going. Quali has looked hot. F1 does get a pole position. We've got Stellan in second place and Ethan in P3 with the McLaren. That is peak times. Why am I on 200 BPM? Honestly, I saw 3 people gunning for pole position. One of them didn't lock in for the first 2 sectors and locked in for the final. The rest for everyone else's history. Let me have the times on the board uninterrupted for you guys. Pole position, as I said, 26.170, 26.298 for Stellan with a... It could have been. It could have been if he managed to complete his last lap. He had time in there. Ethan also, I think, maybe had some more time. We couldn't stick it up. It's P3. Bagel, Vortex, Jack, Cyfix, Satar, Rocket Pro, and Spuds for the top 10. And then the last 5, Ben, NCFC. I'm not going to get to the rest of the time. It's the names are there. I was aware my time was not running. It's done. Yes, this is only preseason, by the way. So technically, there's nothing big to be counting for just yet. I enjoyed that, by the way. Just on a random note, commentary, that was pretty fun. Leslie, thank you for the follow as well. Welcome in to the stream. I hear you're having a great time. Welcome along. This is great. Shout out to anyone. If anyone's watching on VOD on Twitch, hi. If you're watching it on YouTube, and you're realizing, like, why did you not read the chat during it? I never read the chat on the YouTube stream. It's purely just a VOD thing. But we talk on the Twitch. If you want to come on the Twitch while it's live, come through and say hi. The residential waffler. But I'm actually doing good with my waffle today. Like, I claim this is good-ish waffle. Like, it's useful. It's necessary for the biz. I'm just going to keep lying and see how it is. Yeah, hope you're doing good. Welcome in. Welcome to F1 Community League. This is only a preseason. This is a taster. So if people are watching, like, I want to get involved in this, click the pin in the top of the Twitch chat, or exclamation mark NSL in the Twitch chat if it's not there, or YouTube description, click the link in the description. They're all the exact same link. Click it, come join, sign up, be a full-time driver, reserve if you wish, if you're only going to be there for like 3 or 4 of the races rather than all 12. I'm impressed by your commentary. That's only because I'm not reading the chat and not getting distracted. I'm kidding. I tell you, I have fun with it. Now, will we have fun with the game giving us a broken formation lap? Because I've tested it and so far it's worked. Only thing I can tell you about the tires, every single individual on the racetrack is on medium tires. Nothing more. Nothing more at all. Now, it's probably a one-stop setting. There are twos available. It depends what happens. Safety cars are about, they're around, they're local to the track, but I believe that C1 tire is very good. The C2 tire is also pretty nice. They can all last. It's pretty much just don't burn your tires up, as this game is very susceptible to overdoing your tires and cooking them quite quickly. So if you just drive badly, you might be forced into one, which I like in this game. If you've learned that, or if you're on a wheel, I think, is the other option, or if you've learned how to manage your tires, you should be fine. You should be fine. Chat, give Josh some ideas who you want him to watch on the start. He might give me some extra intel. Josh is effectively going to be my second pair of eyes, where if he catches something else happening and it's cool and I am not looking at it, he will scream at me and tell me to have a little glance. Now, one thing I want to do quickly is see if I can get my monitoring for this audio, because I'm desperate to listen to my games on twice. For some reason, I'm just banned from doing it. I don't know why my audio doesn't like me. Doesn't want me to listen. No? The one thing I wanted to try and check, am I just going to have to do commentary with no game audio? I didn't want it anyways. It's fine. It's boring. I've just made it do a stutter, apparently, so I guess I'm not going to flare with that. Didn't like audio anyways. Who likes audio quality? Very boring things. Very, very boring things. Anyways, up the Alpine. I'm excited to see everyone in there for this. I am generally excited. A lot of people weaving. The difference is in this game as well, tire temperature, especially on a formation lap, is impossible to deliver. Wish I had the stats for that on the screen, but still never given it us natively. Yeah, tire temp's huge, so they've got to work hard in this formation lap, and you can't really do that because you can't go quickly enough. We've got a resident pole position merchant who's very used to it. We've got Stalin who's done a lot of lead racing in their time, pointing their car towards first place. Some newbies all over the grid as well, but it's a nice mixed NSL grids, and I'm excited. I'm very excited. Josh has called some good stuff, to be fair. Yeah, I'll give you that. As a race director, TV director, he's done nice. Now we just wait for the car to actually pull up at the back. There's a random little stuttery thing there. It then does a thing where there's 5 lights go on the screen, and then after the 5 lights have extinguished, is the proper way of saying it. Look at Stellan's car pointing towards the Aston. I can finally say we're racing at Silverstone, and hopefully everyone gets away nice and safely and cleanly through this fast turn 1. There's a Williams already going down the inside of the Alpine. That puts Jack into P5 instantly, and I think everyone else has so far got away semi-cleanly. We're going to skim for the back of the grid. Is everyone going in a straight line? Rocket Pro certainly is. There's a corner there, but you might need to go around it. There's end plate damage on one of the McLarens ahead, and that Spuds. Pro's got a 3-second penalty for that egregious corner cut. The front two are still in the same position unless Ethan sends it. Stellan's been caught off guard. The McLaren is cooking. One of the McLarens is cooking. It's not going well for the rest of them so far. Position changes are probably more important in this first lap than tyres or anything. Stellan's dropped 1. Vortex, Jack, and Cyphers are at 1. Bagels and Sally down 3 positions. But Ben behind him is up 3 of his own. Bit of a gap for a second. Then Tatar's down 1. Then we've got at the front, Stellan is now fighting back once again with Ethan's car, but everything else at the back. We'll get there later on. This is a nice start. The front 3 are looking good. I didn't think I'd see Ethan like on premium prime energy. You had a couple attempts missing in quali, but it looks like he's got some pace to battle in the races. That is a Ferrari going very, very far off the track in the map. I saw that. Jake did not stay on Maggots and Beckett's. He went straight. He went on Beckett's. That's what I'm going to call it. How do you... I can't make Maggots and Beckett's be one word. He straight lined the entire corner is what I'm trying to tell you. That's a very hard word to put together. He did that. It's not gone well. That might be penalty stuff to look into. As obviously, this is the one place where you can actually call people out for that. And they get penalized and they get told off accordingly. But Rocket Pro and Jake are going to have to fight their lives further in the back of the grid. We've got an Aston, Merc, and a Haas now shuffling as I think Satar's lost a couple more positions. 4 positions. We got 3 and 4. Damn, people are gaining positions, but it's only in the mid pack. The rest of them, only 1 or 2. That's about it. And the most of them at the front that I've gained is purely down to Bagel, who is currently fighting for his life against this Ferrari right now. Him not dropping any positions and the 3 cars ahead would stay exactly as they are. In fact, the entire top 6 would be exactly as, well, including him, the top 7 would be exactly as they are. He stays where he is so far. He's still being chased a little bit by Ben. Early stage of the race, there is damage out there. I'll get a little glance at that once I get some more free space and time to look. But back at the front, the Aston's got a tiny bit of a lead. Stellan's back on his heels again. Battery, 90% versus 60 versus 60. The leader obviously gets the advantage of, you know, dictating when they can deploy the battery. They've got no dirty air to deal with. They can kind of just push on nicely, except when the DRS is countering that, and it means everyone behind them can have a go freely without having to burn some extra battery, or burn some more and have a go anyways. But gap's big enough on this first attempt. Hangar Straight does nothing for Stellantis, stays in second, but they've got a bit of a gap now. The gap's starting to edge out. They've got a 1.5 to P4, which is a bit comfortable. Jack might start sniffing. Maybe he's in the right position for stealing a podium, just in case the top three do a tiny bit of a crash. I'm not too sure. We might have already lost a member midway through the race. Not sure how we've managed that, considering the game didn't tell me this. I'm confused. If we have, we might need an invite coming through. I can try and do that if Josh cannot himself. Jack! That was close to not being within the track limits. I don't know how he managed to go for RB without being... He might have been told he got a warning. I just don't get told that. Warnings, of course, as they will pop up on the screen as such, will not get told to me until they get enough to get a penalty. The in-game penalties are a bit rough sometimes. They sometimes don't apply properly, but if you get them, we normally let them stick unless the game's really, really buggy, which sometimes it is, sometimes it is not. Satara's still, by the way, got a firm battle the entire time. I respect it. And the one thing I completely didn't even think about to check, weather. I have no clue what Silverstone's going to give me in the game, because dynamics, it's dynamic. It sometimes can be really aggressively, I'm going to give you the weather of Silverstone. It can give you some rain, or if you're in some other region that has rain all the time, it will. Sometimes it doesn't. I have no clue what it's going to be doing to this. To be fair, the AI is still battling Lewis's car as if, like, if it's on pressure. 80 AI is what we use, a bit higher than bog standard default. You are the slowest human in mankind, but like it puts a bit of pressure on you, I guess, if you're really struggling. Ben putting a bit of pressure on Cyfix. He's had enough of waiting for Cyfix to go past Bagel, and he's gone past him. Sorry, Bagel's got past Cyfix, and now Ben's joined him, in fact. That's what's actually happened. Cyfix has dropped 2 positions in the last couple laps, down to 8th now. So he's down 1 before he started. Ben is probably having one of the best races out there. 4 gained. Maybe his qualifying position was just absolutely horrible. I'm going to see if I can send an invite midway through, by the way, because I hate seeing the fact that we're missing someone in the session. Is the name net? There it is, Bill. I'm going to spam, like, I've spammed Ron in invite, probably sure. There we go. Well, he can have one. I hate the fact... Oh, no, I've spammed it to the right place. Okay, good. Unless I spammed the thirds? No, I was correct. I did well that one. But yeah, Ben having a solid race, 4 positions gained. Bagel's having a slightly bad start and has got a bit of time to catch up, 2.6, but it's not horrible. At least have some breathing space. Jack is closing in, and as Vortex keeps slipping further and further back, the top 3 are in a league of their own. I wonder if Ethan's just got a bit of pace to find to be, like, right on the heels of these front 2. But he's got enough to stay in the DRS, and that's huge to pull away, and that's where you get a 3.5 to the next car behind. Huge for when the pit stops are going to have to come through. We need like a 20 to 25 second gap to have a clean, you pit in and you come out ahead of another car. So if he gets that, it's okay. And you've just watched, by the way, in front of you, the dirty air effect. 1 car being 6 tenths away, the other car being 2 away from the next. And they all ended up 5 tenths away by the end of it. By the end of all those corners, dirty air is going to be a fun experience. Rocket Pro has got himself 3 seconds of penalties for track limits. That's 2 now, I think. We get the penalties on the scripts. Yeah, 2 for him. I meant just for 2 different people. 2 sets of pens for him. There's a yellow flag further back. It's for Spuds, I think, who's lost more end plate than he had before. He had lost the end plate on the left. Now he's just lost part of the wing element in general. I don't know where this has happened, but he's got something happening to his car. I'm not sure if he's banged the wall, spun her out. I'm trying to figure out where he could have actually done the spin. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, but he's not pitting for an entirely new front ring. Someone is pitting for hopefully not a front wing. I don't see any damage on the car, so the Aston is fine. My controller doing aggressive vibration as the massive Aston Martin mechanics really make their way. I don't know why that still does that. My controller gets aggressive vibrations. I'm not even in the game, so sure, it's fine. Didn't really want to have it anyways. We'll go back to the lead. We've left them away for too long. Josh has shouted lead at me, so I'm going to trust him and actually look back forward for like a brief time. They're still in the same order for now, but it's okay. Softman's got nothing to lose. Bro is cooking. Safety car might pop in, and I don't think that would help him in any way. That could have been a track limit warning. I'm not sure if that was. I'm wondering how disciplined they'll be, because Ethan has also just done one there himself. I think I've seen 2 warnings just been dipped through by the top 3 drivers collectively. That might be the key thing. Maybe you're actually battling, you get the lead, but you've been a bit too pushy, or you've been pushed too much, that you end up accidentally getting a 3 second at the end of the race, and a cleaner driver ends up just prevailing. Battery check again. F1 has it under control 100% cleanly. The 2 behind aren't bad. they're just not managed. You can't manage it as well unless you commit to saving it, in which case you are out of DRS very soon. And these are pretty much the closest gaps we've got. We've got a 7 temps still as Jack is sniffing, loosely smelling, let's not say sniffing, loosely smelling Vortex's gearbox right now. It's not really like a sniff full on. It keeps edging closer to that or not, but we'll see if they end up making a break for it. I don't know if they're just going to sit behind and chill until pit stops come through, or if they're going to get a bit closer and then try something before the stops. Wait for the undercut. We have no clue on that one. It's the same story I keep seeing with the times, though. It's 3 temps, gets close to 2 temps when we get the faster sections. Then we go through Magus and Beckett's through sector 2. Then the gap gets bigger to half second, and Ethan closes up because the car ahead loses time, and they all become equidistant. So Stellan's best chance is to get an insane run before Cops, and then make a move through Cops, which does require critical corners, which is quite scary. I should get a drink. Guess you didn't make one, by the way, Millie. I did not make one before I started this one. That's bad of me. I know. Shout out to me, please do, because that's not the best. 4.5 temps coming on to Chapel in the Hangar Straight. I don't think is enough unless you dump your entire battery pack, which I think he might be thinking about doing. He's making Lennon use a little bit of it, and he's used a lot of it himself. Ethan is stuck with his normal 60-70% mark, but he's started to deploy some more. I think they're starting to push on a bit. 5.7 gap. That's a bit big. Does anyone else race use assist? A lot of them use them, most of them off. Some have ABS on, is their only one. Some I think have my medium TC. There's not many assists you can have on in this. Well, you can actually have a lot of them on, but I think the majority is most of them on medium to off, is what I'd say. It's very mixed. Very, very, very mixed in this, which is what I like. As far as another front 3, ABS on is probably the only thing any of these 3 have, is my guess. So they're pretty clean. They're pretty clean than that. That's a lot closer. And DRS is enabled. Is he waiting, though? He's not waiting. He's just not got enough straight line speed. I think F1 line is being pushed here. If all he needs now is a good exit coming out of Brooklands, which he's sniffing closely to do so. Get a good bit of traction out of here, and he could be fine. He has got it. Critical corners is it's a solid phrase. I feel like you may have heard of it. He's got an option if he wishes to. He puts his battery on non. He doesn't want it yet. We're going to never track limit warning for Jake further back. That's his second set. It's now 6 for him. So Stellan's waiting. He has had the chance multiple times to do it. He's waiting now. So now he knows he's close. It's risky, though. Sometimes you don't want to give up that extra advantage because he's got the exact same gap he had last lap on this time. And I don't know if he was waiting before. I don't think he is. Maybe he's been doing this every lap, but I feel like there's been a couple chances. Maybe this works better into his game plan for later in the race, but he's had the chances to, if he wanted to pull side by side, he could have done it. And I fear with the 6.8 second gap, there's nothing stopping them. Vortex is clear way not quick enough right now to keep up. These 3 have done enough to pull away and do the business. I think like Ethan is probably going to be struggling a bit now to keep up. Look at these front 2 going. They're edging away, but they're not like there yet. If these 2 threaten to drop Ethan, it could be a bit risky. Yellow flag in the 3rd sector. It is for the grippiest tire currently on the track. Technically. The soft tire is not doing well for this Aston Martin right now. Let's see if they go flat through Cops. We'll check the leaders in a second. I want to see Cops go flat. It really isn't flat. Damn, it really isn't flat. That's fair enough. It's not ideal. We've got Lewis overtaking Cyfix, I believe, was one of the first people into the pits onto the hard tires after only 8 laps. Hards can absolutely do this race to the end from probably 3-4 laps ago. But this is early from a medium tire. I don't know if this is going to make anyone do much. Now I get to do the thing where I put it on leader gap so I can start judging times. 25 seconds is going to be my big, that's a long stop guess of how much you need to go undercut someone or be at least ahead of them if you want to come out ahead. So for the leaders, for example, if they pitted, they'd just about come ahead of Sitar's car, and all 3 of them could probably just about do that. Maybe Ethan's a bit closer to messing that up. Bro needs a safety car urgently. A safety car would do some people nicely. Ben, I don't know if it's going to do him nicely or not, but I can tell you he's got himself a 3-second track limit warning as well. He's got his 3 warnings. Not too many. 4 people have got them. That's quite a few. Couple more hard tires going on for Jake's car as well, as the Aston is now chosen to ditch the soft tire attempt. They can now go to the end of that, but the gap's getting quite big, so safety cars are going to be needed for Jake and co anywhere further back in this one. We'll see if anything else changes, but I have no clue. And don't worry, Ethan is not a second out of DRS. He's just a second from the leader, so he's plenty plenty close enough. 8.3 seconds to first place from Vortex's car. That is a lot. Jack is like on the brink, as you can see that. I think Jack's tires are also going as well. Like, he's been close. He's been close to just maybe trying to pull close and get a move done. But like, he just keeps dropping back every now and then, losing his tires. I think it's just tire wear that's starting to struggle. So maybe he can pull an undercut. But he's now 2 seconds away from that snap and a little bit further on. That is a bit risque. And is that Jake in the distance? Is that Jake in the distance? About to give the Aston Martin DRS, maybe. I think. Was he close enough in that detection point? He was. F1 Liner has been given a savior of extra DRS. That is absolutely a warning for Stellan. If that isn't, I'm confused. And I've seen 2 of his live, which means he's possibly, we'll check in a little bit of time, 1 away. Maybe 1 away. But the top 3 all got DRS that time, which means there's nothing too much chilling for them. That's probably worse for Ethan because it meant no one slowed down, which meant he really had to push to keep up. He's deployed a bit more battery every lap or so. He's getting close to being dropped out of DRS. He's getting close. Tots are on no warnings, apparently, which makes absolutely no sense. I feel like I've seen them go off the track. Apparently, no. I'm just, from this spectating angle, just looks a lot closer than I thought. Nice them. Okay, front 2 are fine to keep racing. They can keep going and pushing as aggressive as they have been. 4 attempts coming out of the first, of the loop, I should say, at the first part of the track. Cyfix, another person to join. We're now up to 4? I swear we already had 4 before. Maybe I was lying to myself. Well, now we have 4 people on penalties. 4 track limits. Where did his front drop into again? It should still be where Tatasco is. The gap's getting a bit bigger unless they start pulling Ben into that gap. Depends how long they go on for. If Ben stays out a bit longer, maybe Ben starts to get a bit close and they pit just around him. It's only 1 car to deal with, but that's not what you want. We'll see. Yeah, these cars must be really playing around with his limits, just being smart with the lifts as well, which is fair enough. At least you give up the time you accidentally almost gained, and Ethan is still just a DRS. I'm keeping a keen eye on him because I can tell he's pushing a lot to stay with them, and he can't make that much inroads. But it's doing a great job doing so far. It could pay off. He's just got to keep doing it. The longer he's front 2 as well, that makes 5. The longer he's front 2 as well, just keep refusing to make a pass or refusing to do much, because F1 Line's fine where he is. He doesn't need to do anything. He can sit pretty. He's got battery to burn. I assume he's managing his tires well. Oh, Ethan NUFC 07 with a gap of about 1.5 seconds to the front 2 has gone for the undercut attempt on at least one of the cars. Now, this is a respectful play I like. It could be a possible B1. Maybe. Although F1 Line has got a lot in hand if he wants to go, I think he could. But Ethan could at least get P2 for sure. Maybe a P1. The lead runners have finally gone and made their stop, and a few others behind. Jack has also finally pulled the trigger as well, which leaves Vortex under a bit of threat. So Vortex and Stellan, both the RBs, have got to work a bit hard now if they want to keep their positions in 4th and 2nd after the stops. Currently 2nd and 3rd before all the stops are finished. We should see. I like this play from Ethan. I like this play. This is very cool. I didn't think this would end up actually being pulled by anyone. Like, I thought the front 2 would be just he'd be mesmerized by the front 2, end up just following whatever one of those 2 did. Spuds has got a 10-second benefit for being in the pits. Forget how harsh the game is with some default penalties. That's pain. That's a retirement with a Ferrari, and it's a safety car coming out of Brooklands. Now, where is this? Are we going to get an angle of this? Coming out of Brooklands, we've got a Ferrari. A Ferrari and an Aston have been biffed off the road together. We're down to 13, and Ethan's God almighty send of an undercut, which was playing so well, has been done in by the gods of timing, and he is about to drop positions. Ah, that's pain. It's probably, what, a 13-second stop on the safety car now, which means... that's tough. I feel like that he's about to lose many positions. Ethan gets a track limit penalty, possibly just out of frustration because he's not paying too much attention coming into the pits. Yeah, Ethan has been done in dirty. Same for Jack as well, who just made his stop. I think Ben had recently done a stop as well. They've all just lost heaps of time. That's pain. If anyone's new and has wanted to know why they've lost heaps of time, when there's a safety car's coming through, everyone's got to go a lot slowly, including you who's gone on the track. So if you've made your stop, it loses 26 seconds. On the safety car, you can still go the same speed for the pit lane, but everyone else can't outside. You want to lose about 10, 12, 13 seconds. Which means if you get looked into the time where you pit during a safety car and your opponent doesn't, you and all your friends get to come out ahead of any opponents that he was worried about. So Ethan doesn't lose positions, but was about to gain a lot. So unfortunately, is now just been dealt with a lap older tire life and stayed in the exact same position. And since has got a penalty. Vortex has managed to stay ahead of Jack, pulling off the gamble. And Jack has unfortunately also lost position to Super Noodle Bagel in the Alpine. The plays this track does, or what F1 games do in general, it was a while. We expected this to happen at some point. Everyone, though, should pretty much make their stops and be done with, as safety car just gives you a free opportunity to do so, even if you wasn't going to pit. Now you could. This mixes stuff up now. See, this is what I'm thinking as Mir is going very slowly into the pits there. And we're waiting for... That's the last car to pit for scheduled tyre. Cyfix, by the way, who'd already pitted onto his hards very early into this race. Very early. Is on mediums now. Same for NTFC in the Mercedes. Mediums can make it to the end. You just probably wouldn't like to be on them at the end of this race. They would do it. It's just you wouldn't want it. So look out for those two possibly gaining a few extra positions at the start. They'll be wanting to rocket through quickly and then try and hang on to as much as they can once everyone else is inevitably quicker. The hard tire runners pray for tire temp over the next lap or two and then hope for the best. You'll manage to the end of the race. Just pray for tire temp on the initial launch and then that's what you've got. This is fun. This is fun. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued for this bit. So yeah, Ethan's been stiffed a tiny bit there. Just a tiny bit. But the podium chances now open back up. Vortex had a massive gap. He can now go for it again. Bagel's up there as well. He can now have another reattempt as he got done in a bit on the start and made a few errors. I'm not too sure which way around, but he can now have a never go. It gives everyone a never go. Jack as well was sniffing around that area of P4, but they fought so much and didn't really get too much quicker that they couldn't really gain any more time. So realistically, it also depends how much you're going to fight. That's a big key thing as well. Like the front three was like, we know we can just pull away from everyone else. Let's just do that. And then we'll start fighting, which they never ended up doing. I think it was going to wait quite a while. So that was their plan. Some other people just fought a lot, which meant there was a 6, 7, 8 second gap between them and the cars ahead of them. So like Vortex and Bagel could fight a lot because they both want to be the car ahead, but they need to relax a little bit just so they can possibly stay in touch with P3. Unless Vortex is too slow, then Bagel needs to get past straight away. Mind games. Literal mind games. I have no clue how it's going to go down. I'm excited for this race. It should be fun. And I still don't know if weather's going to turn up. I don't think it will, because I don't think anyone's... Normally when rain's going to happen, the drivers will come straight into the chat and scream, there's rain at some point during this race, and then gets me gassed, and then I get excited. So I don't think we're due any, considering I haven't heard much. There's the Ferrari late in the background of number 10 position. The rest are joining up slowly. These cars at the back will get a nice set of warm tyres, but the problem is you get a nice set of worn tyres. Warm and worn. So you can drive slowly and keep some wear, or you can drive... I guess the hard turners don't care. They should just push and get warm tyres. I think it'd be beneficial to do that over tyre wear. Mediums, less so. That's paid. There's no rain, that's painful. I wish there was. I wish there was. If someone boxed on the last lap, would you give them the position? As in, if they boxed on the last lap to cut the track, to cheat and steal some... if you mean that trick, sadly, I'd like to say no. I would like to say I'm not letting them all dive in. I believe the stewards would come down quite heavily on that and probably serve you a pen. But essentially just cutting the track with no intention of doing the normal route. Unless for some reason everyone had a mandated pit stop and they all had it left on the last lap. I guess that's the only way the stewards can't penalise it. But if it's purely because they know they'll overtake them, I'm going to warn the drivers now, you're getting a penalty, most likely if you're doing that. How many reverse tracks are there? Literally only one. Literally only we've got Silverstone in reverse. The actual race mid-season of Silverstone will be in reverse. This pre-season is just the right way around for vibes. Because Austria, we didn't want to do reverse. We wanted to do it normal. I think that's a good one. Austria backwards. I wanted normal Austria in there myself, I think. And the only other option is Spuds to not hit the Ferrari. He started falling a bit closely. He had to Rowlick, but he avoided hitting the car ahead. Unfortunately, he got a spin rejoining on the grass, which now means he's dropped position. That is pain. I had to catch that whilst I was watching. I am sorry, but I have seen it. He has Rowlicked and then Rowlicked again. Very painful times, very painful times. Safety car, though, I'm expecting in this lap. I feel like we should be in. My brain cells are screaming in. I don't know, but we'll see. Who's at fault? I don't think. I mean, if you want to brief commentate on what I saw, because thankfully I do help with shooting, but when I'm commentating, I just give rogue opinions and then I deal with the serious stuff later. I don't think that was anyone's fault but Spuds. I think he just got caught out and paid a little bit less attention, because it looks like everyone ahead was braking quite aggressively. That's bound to happen a lot in this, to be fair. It's not an uncommon thing where sometimes a few cars catch you out ahead. If it's one singular car, then maybe you get a bit more of an argument, but also it's fine. I think they all got ahead. No one broke anything. Everything's going to be sent in. We'll have a little check for front wings. I think everyone's got some clean cars on the... I can't check because it always uses this wide camera when I'm here. I'm trying to scroll through names and I can't see anyone's front wings at all. Safety car is in this lap. Can I recreate that voice crack again? Because that sounded quite funny. No, I cannot. Anyways, safety car's in this lap. Brakes away. We've got no 60 PSI of brake pressure going on before anyone mentions it. I'm very aware someone's going to do it. I'll think about it. So there you go. I've got it out of the way. Everyone is aggressive at making sure their tires are warm and ready. When does Mr. AMS F1 Lightning opt to go? We do the usual when we watch on. We watch from the background, check the telemetry, brake warming, which I don't think does much in this game, but he's still doing it to hold his pace a bit. He's going to wait really late because it's not like there's much of a straight to do much at the final part. Or he's just going to gun it as a normal final corner. We'll see when he goes to hot lap. That will most likely be his tell. He's waiting a long time. As long as possible. Rounding the final corner, he has finally gone and he's caught second place off guard. A decent chunk, but it's not that big of a gap. Because you can't hold that big of a gap so far, but it's 4 tenths at the moment. We'll go back to interval gap because the rest of it is going to be pretty irrelevant. Further back, let me see if everyone stays fairly nice and clean. This is the chance for the podium now. If you wanted it, you're going to work very, very hard for it. Stay very clean, and importantly, if you see someone too slow ahead of you, not hit them, as S26 has just done, and lost almost a position to Rocket Pro, but you got to get some moves done pretty quickly. It's going to be pretty aggressive. These first few laps might be full send. They might be very, very full send. He's done a pretty... Yeah, I see you, by the way. I see you. Listen, game's gone. Game's gone. Game's gone. Vortex, though, look at that. Ethan has been doing very well and just a boot hung onto the pace of the front three. Don't know why I decided to become a Canadian human being, or family Canadian human being. But he's sniffing. He might get this. This is the problem. If Ethan thinks he can get first, I feel like firstly all of you should stay within the chat limits before you get to any of that stage. If Ethan thinks he can steal a P1 or 2, he has to make sure he doesn't lose a P3. Because I don't want to be rude, but I don't know if Vortex has shown the pace to challenge the front two, which means if he gets overtaken and goes into third, Ethan might just be stuck fighting for that only. Cyrus is now into P8. He's gone ahead of Satar right now, and we've got Rocket Pro having a little go as well. I don't know if they got pushed off the track. I think they just drifted themselves off the road there, but they're still going. Satar's being fought pretty hard for this one. There's a chance for ascent. Just maybe. Bit too far away for that one. They're going to have to settle for staying behind in P10. Points on the board at the moment, but we'll deal with where the in-game penalties put them. And as for track penalty, no, extra penalties we give them afterwards, we'll deal with that at some point. Provisionally, we'll do the result as what we see on the game screen because we can control nothing more. Stewards will do their stuff later. And the proper results will get pinged in the Discord or next week. When you come back and you see the next race, you'll see the actual results on the screen. I like to show them at least the driver standings. Let's make sure NSL. Go join the Discord. You'll see all the intel there, all the important things, the spreadsheets in there, the strandings, all the good stuff. You get to see it. Ethan has managed to stay close. Reminder as well, he does have 3 seconds of penalties. I'm going to leave it on the penalty screen because that's probably going to be more important for now. Yeah, he's got 3 seconds, so unless front two start to get a bit more rogue, which so far they haven't, it might be forced into an only battle in between these two. And also as well, yeah, Bagel doesn't have a penalty, nor does Jack. Ben and Cyfix do, but Bagel and Jack, this might be their race for a podium. It's the battle of which one of them stays ahead and goes for it first. Right now, they're there. If I do my maths correctly, they are both already there. Well, Bagel first, of course. They get his podium. He might want to start dispatching of some vehicles first. I think he's doing it. That was a almost rogue defense from Vortex, but nothing too crazy. It's Bagel into P4. And currently, a net P3 if the penalties stay as they are and Bagel does not get any more of his own. On a debut race, on a Pooch-led team, Pooch team principal team, because he's not racing today currently as the front two trade fastest laps. Bagel might be on for a little bit of a podium if he keeps himself going, even though he's still staying with the front two. So it could all change. Ethan could still get... Well, these 3 could still drop the cars behind and pull 3 seconds again, which was pretty huge from last time out. That's definitely a thing that these 3 did Ethan's entire podium run hinges on him staying with the front two. If he does it, he gets himself a podium. Might not get a front two, but he at least keeps that third place protected, which so far he's just about doing. Vortex is not letting Bagel have this all in his own way. He goes and dives ahead. He also has his own 3 seconds, so this is not beneficial for him. He just wants a position on the track, and right now, 3.4 now. They're losing time the more they battle, but Bagel's still there. Battery, though, is very, very low for these cars. Ethan might have just been saved for a little bit. Still time for that to go wrong, bear in mind, but it's still possible. It's still possible. Josh, we are quite literally staring at the lead. We're literally looking at it shut. It's fine. Josh is getting excited for some reason. We're going to see if it's for a valid reason. I don't think, though, they never like plan. I don't think they like planning a move down to Stowe for some reason. I don't know why. They don't. They don't. Stowe is not the place they want to make a move yet. I'm worried these two are going to sit in this exact position and just, like, shuffle a little bit until the last lap or so. My thumbstickers come off. I thought I'd tell everyone that, because why not? It's information. 7/10 of a gap. That's a lot of time lost. Is F1 going to notice that and deploy? He's on the hot lap. I think that's just how he's deploying his battery in general over the lap rather than specifically trying to pull away. But he's got a bigger chunk than before. Maybe he might start taking advantage of that. Vortex, by the way, 4.2 away. He's held that P4 over Bagel, and they're already now a second and a bit adrift of possibly having that podium slot taken from Ethan. Satara is now currently sniffing Cyphers' car, who's also, since they don't have a penalty, they might sniff some extra positions. Penalty-free races are actually going to be huge for this one. Mia lock-in, I don't think currently there's much more they can do from where they are right now. 17 seconds off is a bit rough, but they're still in the race, and I've seen NSL races end worse than this. I've seen them end in a rogue way where you can be last and exist, and by the end of the race, you're in points for some weird reason, because that's just what it does. There's a yawn that I'm trying to withhold, and I'm refusing to let happen. I'm too locked in for this one. It's fine. I'm locked in. So there's a little free-car train here between the Ferrari, the Sauber, and the Haas, which is currently trying to be very, very brave. Satara does the brave thing of backing out of that one. Loses the position, but they're still going, which is the key thing. Front three are in their little lone train. Even is sticking in it, and they are still pulling away from Vortex, and now there's a 5.6-second gap. That's getting a bit tough. So Bagel's chances right now, he had a really, really big chance. And I think Ethan, the main reason he didn't get it is because of Ethan pulling away. You can't say it's because of Vortex. You can't say it because it wasn't quickly enough to keep up, but I think it's mostly just because Ethan just had a little bit of DRS and some extra pace to hang on. It's huge, and it might just save his day today. Unless there's another safety car. I mean, there's still time for it if the game wants to give us one of those. But yeah, trains on the board. Top three, then the 3 cars behind, then the next 3, and then the last 3 on the track are a little bit spaced out. Spud's unfortunately done him with that speeding penalty. Means he can't do much with it. He's just stuck there. A long way away. And then you add a penalty and it's an even longer way away. Did I see 40, by the way, in the chat? Welcome in. I hope you are doing good. We're very locked in comms right now, so sorry if I've missed anything in the chat, but I hope we are doing well. Ethan, by the way, is out of track, not track limits. He might get that soon, but he's out of DRS range. And look at his entire battery. It is gone. Ethan has been on the brink, and I can't stress enough, despite the fact he might have had absolute lead place, he's done extremely well to stay within that DRS range and just get dragged along. I think he's just being pushed out of it. The only way he gets it is if Stellan ends up dumping all of his battery to go and pass F1 Lightning and fight him. He's also on not much battery as well, and still, I think, in a very comfortable position. Although, I mean, if a crash happens or he gets forced wide and he has to battle and use that battery, it could change, but F1 Lightning has this very under control right now. He also has 100%, and Stellan has 30. That is insane. But Ethan did have no battery starting a lap. He's now 1.7 away, which now kind of means he's done his hard work. If he knew he was only aiming for that podium, he's done his hard work as to keep that P3 now. But I feel like he was dreaming of sweeping up something off the front two, which he can still do. It's just 1.8 seconds is getting a bit harder to do it at, and these two are going to keep pulling a couple tenths away every lap, just out of pace and DRS trading, slipstream in general. It's going to be a bit trickier. Bagel, again, is now just fighting for pride at the moment, because pride of a great finish, in fairness, on the lead race. I mean, he dropped a few positions, gained them back for the safety car and stuff, can get himself back on P4 on track, but he'll already have it without the penalties. Mears joined the track limit merchants. So we now only have 4 cars that haven't received the penalty that are currently existing on the road. And the top 2 don't have any warnings somehow. How does it... Okay. I respect it. I don't know how they're managing that, but it's pretty insane stuff. Ron, I don't know. Maybe. I haven't got... possibly. Sorry, that checked me out of my brain cells of what was happening there for a second. Anyways, possibly. I need to get back on the lock-in section. I still don't think much is going to happen at this point. Bagel, actually, no, might make me change my mind on that one. Trade position again coming up to Stowe. Bagel goes, ooh, he's not even done yet, actually, Bagel. He's not done yet. Vortex is defending hard, and I thought this was going to be an easy move. Battery 0%. Battery 12% on the other car. He does clean the move up, and with more battery by infinite amount, if one of us on 0, he should pull away. But Vortex is doing insane movements and is still making this battle going. Tire locking had a small potential of happening. They're all clean. They have hit the wheels a little bit. They're wheel banging slightly. Jack surely got to be sniffing for a P4, at least on the road right now. This is racing right now. This is good. These front 2 in this pack, not literally the front 2. We'll get to those in a second. There's only a 2.5 second gap. These are going for it. Jack is now firmly in the battle, and he has the strongest amount of battery I have seen. And I was wondering if Bagel might have collected a couple penalties or track limit warnings on the way whilst doing so. He apparently does have 2. So if he gets one more, this straight up becomes a straight fight for P4 rather than him just having to exist. Can't let these guys force him into a mistake or pressure. He can afford to let them take his position a couple times as we get a hit through cops. And we get hoping that Bagel didn't get a penalty, and he didn't, but we get contact. I don't think there's going to be any damage so far. They're still going to exist. We're going to stay above with them. That's a bigger hit than the time before. Maybe a bit of slight light green damage. I think he still could have got away with that on standard. This is getting close. He goes for it again on Jack's car. Once again, I remind you, he doesn't have a penalty still. He can afford to not, but he's giving me cinema to watch on my screen. I like this a lot. This is insane scenes. I like it. Front 2 still going in their standard fashion. I think they've recovered some battery and relaxed. Well, F1 Lightning hasn't recovered any battery. He's chilling. He's fine. But Stellan's had to relax a bit, and he's been allowed to. I think the front 2's battle will come down to who gets bravest on the last 2 laps. That's what I think will happen between those. I don't think anything's going to jostle between them just yet, though. So they're biding their time and hopefully just staying clean. And I think they have managed to do that because they've had the clean run throughout the entire first stint of the race, especially further back. That's a sniff that I don't think he was expecting. That's not a mistake. It's more just the line he chose was very, very wide. He opened up some moments there. James Valves has been atted immediately. The Williams team is... well, being told to back off the Alpine driver. Alpine team principal is not happy. I will stay on board with this then, because since Bagel's got a 1.2 second gap to Vortex, I didn't realize it got that big. Maybe Vortex just pulls 3 seconds before penalty's even in the mix, and then he doesn't have to worry about any of it. 4.5 temp gap again. Nothing major happening here just for now. We'll be waiting. I thought I said butchered that first name, by the way, and I was like, yeah, the first name is the one you messed up. Definitely. Not the last. Just the first. We're down now to only 3 cars with no penalties that are currently actively racing on the track. The rest have collected damage. But it's not actually that many penalties for each of them. They've just all slipped into getting some, which is fine. Yellow flag, I think it was for someone possibly just going wide in the middle sector, but I don't think it was for long. I think they're fine. Look at this 4-car train, by the way. Let me get on board with this. We've got blue, 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 and blue. With a Red Bull, a Williams, an Alpine, and then a V-Carb, or an RB, or 3 different teams. +1. I meant 4. It's close enough. 4 different teams, but there's a lot of blue. It doesn't really show clearly on the map, so I can't tell. I have to literally just look at the actual timing board. It's an easy way of seeing it. Back underneath a second gap for Bagel. Ahead behind his teammate, I should say. So he's within range. I feel like these best job for Jack and Vortex is just to make Bagel's day frustrated. They can do that. They give him a penalty, and then he has to become more frustrated and go and get himself an aggressive move to get his P4 back. Right now, he's very chill. He doesn't need to do anything still, despite how much pressure he has been put under. He can just sit there and relax and just wait for his P4 to come to him. What could have been for the Alpine? Maybe a P3. And I will get position change for a second, because we're probably not going to look at it much later. Not many changes, which is really, really weird. Reminder, this is also just pre-season. None of these stats count to anything. Points don't go anywhere. F1 doesn't get 25 points. This won't count to his win streak, nothing, but it gives us a clue of who's going to be quick. Vortex has got himself a penalty whilst watching, which means it's even easier for Bagel. Now he can afford to get a penalty and at least not worry about that car. Jack's still there, though. He has to worry about him if he got his own penalty, but it's a lot easier now. Vortex is the one making a mistake despite being the car at the head of the pack for these 4 cars. And Ben's still there, by the way. He absolutely still had to pick up a piece. It could happen. It could happen. But, no, what I was going to check was position changes, because that was key. Vortex has gained 1 so far. Bagel's dropped 1. Ben still had a pretty good race from the back, has gained 4. Sci-Fix's content happened here? Contact is what I meant, but I guess it doubles as content, unfortunately. Ben's game 4, Sci-Fix, Satara, and Rocket Pro has neutrally lost 1. With Mr. Spud losing 1 as well. Mia's up 2 positions, game from the 2 that are DNF, which is key. Like I said, you survive the race, you gain positions. It's just a freebie. It happens all the time. Isaac, go away. I don't like your E, man. Your E's boring. You're not even a capital E. Not having it from you. Not having it for you. And the front 3 are still in the same positions. That's the key part. They might shuffle a bit. Ethan is obviously detached from everyone, but he'll happily just not break his vehicle, and he will come home with a position. Back to penalties is going to be the more important thing near the end. Nothing else is going to matter too much. We're on lap 24 out of 26. Jack gets another set. The 2 cars surrounding Bagel were the first to get penalties again before Bagel got his own. Supreme pressure, as that is a firm avoiding of track limit penalty there from Stellan. I respect it. I do respect it. That's not bad. But how is Vortex and Jack the ones to get the penalty before Bagel did? I'm not sure how that's happened. And he's now only a couple attempts away. I think he was almost about to make the move in the end of Stowe, just before Stowe even. Even more, though, despite the fact he's got more control, even more so, he needs to just not crash and get stupid penalties on his own. And this is going to be an exceptional race for him. He will be able to get a P4 and be very, very happy and show that in the proper season, he'll be cooking. He will be there. Battery update is going to be very important between these front two. 92%, 36% at this point right now at the end. Coming on to Brooklyn's just there. I forgot the straight name, so I'm just not going to mess it up. But it's been firm in F1 Kids Dirty Air for 26 laps. He has indeed been... He might have got... He's probably a lethal amount of carbon dioxide given to him. Probably shouldn't inhale that much. Not ideal. Some water coming out the back of the car, but mostly just illegal stuff. We'll see. I think that is Mia's car that is coming up to be lapped as well on the penultimate lap. If that had happened on the final lap, that would have been an absolute dream, because F1 would have just been saved by everyone dumping battery and he just gets a free helping at DRS. I thought it was a bit wide. It wasn't. 7/10 gap now. I think F1 is going to start opening up the taps. And he'll be fine. Is overtake lacking on this game? It exists. I think that just a lot of people have been very smart with how they're using it, or people having so much battery safe that they don't have to bother with it. I think Stellan's also just waiting. I think this is a common strat when you're near the front. Just maximize how much time you get to pull away from everyone else. Make as minimal mistakes as you can going on to stuff like the final up, and then you just dump it all at the end. It's a very esports strat. But dirty air is very high. I think it does affect your cars a lot. You can't sit 2 temps away from a car. You need to be more like 4, 5, 6 temps, which is what these front two have done all race long. Big key battles now. Bagel not getting any penalties or crashing and holding on to getting his P4, and the front two existing. There's a few battles further back with Team Tatar, Rocket Pro as well, going for the top 10, well, from 8th to 11th place. I don't think, though, from watching this battle, there's anything left that Stellan can do on F1 Kid's car. There's nothing left. He needed to be a lot closer starting, because the difference is they're both dumping battery at the exact same time. And even if they both have enough, it's going to neutralize. They're fine. The gap's bigger than it was before. 0.8 of a second. The front two are staying exactly as they are, and the DRS advantage isn't enough. Bagel, 4 temps away from P4. Maybe he just goes for a rogue send. He has so much battery, double the car ahead of him. 25% or so more than the car behind. F1 is... He's flexed his muscles a bit. And he's dumped 70% of his battery in about the last 2 seconds, and that's a battery advantage. That's race-leading management. If you have the control and you just don't have to be pushed out of your comfort zone, when you need to, you can dump a gap when you like. And the man with 3 letters in the front of his name, surprise, surprise, does the business on the big race day in pre-season for NSL, wins the British Grand Prix for the prelude of season 26/12. Stelling gets a solid P2, but it could have been more if he'd have maybe managed the race better. Maybe it was just too much out of his way, but he did a very, very good job. I thought there was going to be Cinema coming between him. Bagel is not passing Vortex on track, but he will get a position after the penalties applied. It's a solid debut in the preseason. It's P4. Jack does not overtake, obviously, Vortex. They both had 6 seconds. It's P5 and 6 for the pair. Ben in 7th place. Tatar is just about surviving on the roads. Just about. The penalties won't matter by anything, but they're going to survive not taking into route. It's P8 and P9, which will definitely change the 9th and 10th. Spuds will stay behind in 11th after a lot of penalties, and then we've got NCSC who's going to cross the line in 12th, and Mia's car is already lapped, so he's down in 13th. That was a race. I think that was a very solid race. That's what you can expect in NSR. Couple of strategies, couple different tiers of racing going on between the front, the middle, and the back, and all the above. Couple incidents, I think, happened across the board. There was a few. I don't think that was that bad. I think it was pretty good all around. I enjoyed the watching of the action. I've seen more, but I think a lot of people have learned now. They can kind of see who's their rivals. That's the key thing. We're up in the stakes now. Unfortunately, we're upping the stakes to the point where we don't actually get 5 billboards on this. I wanted to have a stat of who gets the 5-peat, who gets all 5 of these on the screen, but no one can today because there's not even a Clean Driver Award. The Clean Driver Award has been banned. Race winner, of course, as you can see, is F1 Kid and still on the fastest lap. Driver of the day is in games given to Rocket Pro and the most overtakes himself. Sure, no clean races apparently. Maybe it's going to be a bug. We'll find out. We have no clue. But the race directors, you can see the full results. Provisionally, of course, if penalties change it, we'll see. We'll still do them even though they don't count for points. F1 in first place, Stalin in second. Ethan in third place, hangs on to his podium. It was under threat a few times. Looks like he might battle the front too. He didn't get it. Bagel ends up having to settle for 4th, but a pretty damn good event. Then we got Vortex, Jack and P6, looking solid as well. That battle between those two was fun. Ben climbing up a few positions from 11th to 7th. Tatar staying in the same place in 8th. Then we got Cyfix, then we got Rocket Pro for the top 10. And then the final 5, 3 of them were the ones who finished. With Spuds, NCFC, and Pink Princess. And then we have an Aston and a Ferrari who sadly have DNF'd. Which I didn't get to see the incident between them, but they both didn't stay. And the fastest lap did go to someone. I wasn't looking on the screen who it went to, but in NSL it will count to points. That is slightly key. Just clip it just in case I missed it, because I always forget to get the screenshots. But there you go. There you go. Cinema. But everything else now. I can put music back on. I had a good time. Chat, talk to me. People in the race, talk to me. This is the key thing. I will say, if you got penalties you want to send in, you're in NSL Discord, look for the report incidents channel, click the ticket, open it up, and post. You'll see the format will be explained in there. Post your clips and stuff, because that's the key part where you actually deal with serious decisions. But if you want to just chat about the things I want to hear about, why am I short? I can't, that's not a, I can't change that. I'm a tall individual. Stop it. It's rude. Anyways, yes, I enjoyed that. I think that was pretty sick. Bagel had a solid race. I love to watch that. Beer came out with no damage. You finished the race, and I'm not even being mean or like, it's not me being rude. That's generally not normal always in NSL, especially if you're brand new into the league. That's a good start. It's pretty key. It's pretty sick. You need that. Great base to build off. You'll get better on that point. Existing is key in NSL. It gives you points. Bagel's gas, as he should be. He did a damn good race. He did a damn good race. F1 did a damn good controllable race at the front. Stellan put him under some pressure, but not enough in the end. I'm excited to see if those two title battle it throughout the season. Maybe. We'll see it. Yeah, Barry, that was fun. That was fun. I saw you dreaming of a podium. I'm certain I saw you dreaming of a podium out there. I know you was dreaming of it. It was fun. Ethan, are you here, by the way? Talk to me. Can I have questions? How aggressively was you pushing for a certain P2, P1 to stay with those two? Like, because it looks like you was gunning it, to say the least, to stay with them. You did a solid job to stay with them the whole time as well. But yeah, shout out to everyone who finished the race. I'm going to give you that as love. NSL don't deliver that all the time. Sometimes it's a hectic, it's too many crashes. You've just got to dodge some of its incidents. We didn't get much weather to change it. Top 3 were insane at the start. They just pulled away. It made it hard for, like, who is it? Vortex behind, Bagel, and Jack all to keep up. It was like 8 tenths back constantly, but I had low wings, so it didn't help. Yeah, I saw the effort was crazy. There's definitely differences in setup, which I wish I could see live on a screen. You all did well. You all did well. I respect that you lasted so long, even before you made, like, one mistake too many and had to drop out. That was impressive. That was good. Yeah, chat, what sort of wings were everyone running? Was everyone running like specifically low wings on purpose or not? Sorry, Jack, I wasn't going to get to it. I wasn't going to get to it, don't worry. You don't have to post it again. Had a great start. Dirty air and safety cars have been in my existence already. Cops is an interesting one. Of course. Yes, I almost forgot to say. Who else got caught with that? Ethan got caught with that as well. I think someone else, at least one more. Siphon's pitted very early, so technically got a car out of it. The safety car. The safety car. Ethan was about to jump possibly into the lead. After hanging on for so much, maybe not being quick enough, and would have had the lead. And maybe could have hung on, or at least given them some cinema top 3 battling. We already got a decent battle. Safety car said, you know what? Nah. Have that. The safety car itself, what was the crash? I would love to sneak a look at the clip. Because I didn't see it. It was between Jake and... Who was it between again? Jake was one of them. It was a Ferrari, right? That I didn't get to see. NSL main chat is already delivering, by the way, with... if I put it on this screen. It's already delivering. The Spuds graphics are there. The Spuds graphics are there. The team which Spuds is in will always have some form of graphic available to them. And there it is. I respect the drifting graphic. I respect it. A P11 and a P3. Without that 10-second penalty, or 13, I think it ended up being told. Could have been a lot more. We have generally no clue. I got a clip if you want. If anyone wants to share any clips of, like, entertaining moments rather than penalty moments, or just stuff you want me to look at quickly if you're sending them in for tickets, let me know. If you put them in tickets, I can just go and look in the tickets if you want. So put them in there and tell me if you've made one, and I can have a little glance. That is key. Yeah, I wanted to see this. Yeah, so I have seen the incident. Okay. Let me get a clip up. I am intrigued in the highest order. Give me this scream on the boards. Lil Ticket, Lil Ferrari, Lil Aston Martin. So the crash happened around here. There's some damage on the Ferrari's car already, and it... Ooh. Oh. It do be seeming like the Ferrari's just turned as if they've cleared the Aston, and that's not the case. That's a rough DNF. That is a very rough DNF. Ooh. Like that's... The Aston's done nothing wrong. Just existed. Ooh, okay. Okay, I see it. Yeah, I'm going to glance through and have a little look. Josh will probably clip some himself as well, which I have seen he has. He spotted some whilst watching, so I respect it. I respect it. There's another one I wanted to look at as well. This one is clipped with a caption of the large derriere incident is what we'll call it. That is what it's been labeled as so far. I'm going to do this as well. This is an advantage to putting your clips in early. One, it gets it dealt with quicker, so you don't have to scream you to put it in. But two, we get angles. Yeah, this is another angle of that. Yeah, I can't lie. That's if I'm having a quick opinion. Ferrari may have gone a bit rogue and just got bored and turned and wait. The car's still there, and he makes them take a sharp left on a right-hand corner. That one there do be tough. It's positions game for Vortex, however, but that one might be a bit of a tough one. Damn, that FOV is nuts, by the way. I just want to let you know. That FOV is nuts. Yeah, penalties might happen for that one. I should say as well, penalties normally don't get carried forward between the sessions, between a preseason and the main race. Unless they're bad. Like, say if you did a huge incident where, like, you would have got a big penalty, that would carry over, like a race ban or something. But we'll still give them to show... Wait, did they now? Huh? No. Wait. This is news to my own stewarding team. You're telling me if we got... Actually, no, to be fair, that makes sense. That does make sense anyways. But yeah, normally the penalty, you don't get enough penalties that you end up actually carrying some over and then starting season 1, round 1 with a penalty. But like, we'll see. Anyways, yeah. There might be a few. There might be a few to do with. So another complete replay. I guess, yeah, I will say as well, happily go on the VODs, Twitch, if you're watching there, or YouTube. You can slightly clip on YouTube, it's weird. If you want to see if I just caught an incident, if you're like, you didn't get a proper angle of your own, feel free, go nick it off my stream, go see what you find, have a look. It's sick. Or in general, just go watch the stream back. I think I had a good time calling it up. I think it was very fun. So shout out to all you guys who watched. This is brand new. If anyone's watching and like, I enjoyed that, let me get involved. Come through and join this. Come through and join. Actually, wait. That needs an update. Can I be bothered to change it now? No, I want that to say season 26 on it as well. If you want to come through and join the season, exclamation mark NSL in the Twitch chat, pinch message if you're live right now, click that one. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description. Now Josh has said that. Unfortunately, you are now going to all wait for me to specifically change that promo image to the new version. He's ruined it. I wasn't going to do it now. I was going to leave it as it is. I'm not going to change it now. Hold that. hold that. Season 26, ladies and gentlemen. Join in the stream. Come through. Season 26 is here. We are. He forced my hand. Okay. Crazy business. Okay. Was Comps Overtake on stream? Was listening but not watching? I don't remember now, actually. Was there a Comps Overtake that I saw? There was at least a couple of people trying it. I'm not too sure. Off the top of my head, I'm not too sure. I sometimes glaze over a few things. So that might be my bad if I didn't gas it up enough. I'm not too sure. We'll see. What's the other clip that was captured in the witness appeal? Witness appeal. I saw, if you mean, whose clip did I see of it, actually? Someone showed me a clip, Vortez's clip of you and Thingy. I saw that, yes. If that's the one you meant. Pretty certain. Unless I'm missing a never. Yes, I have. Yeah, we saw it. Yeah, shout out to that. Bring back 8 PM starts. No. I like earlier. I like getting this out of the way and done earlier. How old have you been doing 26 seasons of NSL? Too old. Too old. I like the fact blame Tim Cook, okay, for aligning all the iOS and all iPadOS to 26. The meme got stuck in my head and I didn't want to do it. Technically, this is the 12th season, but it's now the 26th season, and I'm going to be annoying. It doesn't make any sense because I'm going to do multiple seasons within the year 2025. It's not going to last till 26. People are going to hate me, okay? People are going to hate me. Anyways, button that music. I like this one the most. Yes, last few things to note on before I end the YouTube side of the stream and stuff, of course, because I've done the promo thing. It's normal when I end it. Calendar, reminder, this is what the first start of the season is going to look like. Belgium, Abu Dhabi, Australia, the first 3. Sprint races will turn up very soon. Australia being the first one. If you want to know which ones it is, the sprints. Australia, Silverstone in reverse, round 6. Monaco, baby, is another sprint. I'm sorry in advance, but it will be one. And Vegas. In short, the races in the 3rd and 6th slot on each row are sprints. Be there or be square. It's going to be a fun time. I'm excited for that one. So yeah, if you're there, I'll see you soon. If not, come watch the streams. See my waffle. I'll see you next week.